Hey, hello. In this video, I am going to review some of the basic formulas of Excel and just refresh our concepts on how to do some basic formula work again in Excel here. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a couple things like you have a group of numbers here, and suppose we want to sum those numbers. You got 1225, 1599, 1256. All we have to do here is we could come over here to the sum and it will drop the sum function in there, and we hit enter and there it is. This can also be, let me just delete this. This could also just be entered in if you know the equation. So I could do equals sum, and you can see it's giving me right there what to do, or I can just go ahead and type it. And I got to put the range for which I am writing this xing it to sum these numbers up for. So in this case it would be D4, right here, D4 to D6. Now what you can do is after I clicked in there, I could just drag it right down and you can see it put it in there, D4 to D6. And then I just finish with a parenthesis, hit enter, and there it is. I can also, if I want something else, I mean, you could go right there and look at what's, in there. We got average, count, and these are recent most popular ones, but you can go to more functions there. You can also go to formulas, and you can also go to formulas and select from here, insert a function, and here you will find all the functions that they have available. Full math functions, financial functions, statistical. So if I want average, for example, it's in statistics, and I just click on this. It's going to ask me the range I want, and I can go from here, clicking on this, and just go down the range, and then come back here and say OK. And there it gave me the average of those numbers that we're looking at. A little more advanced, you can get into writing actual formulas and linking various things together, but a good place to start with that is with an if statement. Let me just delete this and we'll build one from scratch. So over here in I5 and J5, I have numbers in here, and suppose I want an H7 here, a certain calculation to appear based on what I5 or J4 are. So let's say I do if, and this is an inline if. I want actually for it to help me here, so we'll do if, sorry, let me try here. Oh, you start with equals. That's a mistake I'm making here. If, and now you get, when it's properly formed, suggestions, and that's what I wanted you to see. So if I click on if, which is what we want, it now actually shows me the structure there, which is nice. And this is exactly what it does. I think it's your first value is the test value, and based on what the test is, it will either give you the true value or the false value. So let's say we want to look at I5, and if I5 equals 2, let's say, then, and that's what the comma does, it gives you if this, then this. So if I5 equals 2, then let's take I5, and we could just throw in a value there, but let's make it a little more interested, and times it by 2. So if F5 equals 2, then we want to take F5 and whatever is in there and multiply it by 2. In this case, it is in a 6, so then it would be, if this is false, we're going to go to the false value. So we put a comma there, then go to the fourth 5. So in this case, so if it's not 2, then we want to take J5 and let's say added 9 to it. And then we close the parentheses and hit enter, and that's what it did. So if we click on that, we can see that's exactly what it's doing. If I5 equals 2, which is not, it's 6, then I5 times 2, but in this case we're going to go to J5, which would be J5 plus 9. And again, I could have put in there if I5 is 2, then 25 or 30, and same thing for the J. So that's the basic structure of the if statement. Let's look at the if statement in a little more advanced form, in an example that is a little more applicable to what we need in life or a real life situation. So here I got a checkbook. I can even put a heading on here just to fancy it up a little bit. Checkbook. And I can go home, bold it, underline it, which is not doing. Let me click in there, bold it, underline it, and I'm going to expand it out just a little. Okay, so here, as you can see, I got the basic form. Let me just clear some of this because I want to show you what you have to do here to get that. In this basic form, I got dates, transactions, debits, credits, and then this is my NG free, my beginning balance right here. So the idea is that if it's if I buy something in a store and it's a debit, so I'm going to subtract from G free this transaction here, 1509, and the result will go into G 4 here. So as you can see there, in fact, let me click on that again. I have the inline if formula right there. And what it's doing is just what I basically just said. It's looking at E4 and it's saying if that's a zero, then we must have a deposit. And if we have a deposit, take G free and add it to F4. If that's empty, the other option would be that we have a credit, in which case we want to take I'm sorry, if credits is empty, then we want to take G free and subtract D4, and that's how we get our result here based on if it's a credit or a debit. So let me just go through that. So for example, here we got a paid deposit of 200, so we added it to the 295.43 here, and we get 495.43. We have a debit here of $12.50, so it's subtracted from 495.43 to get you to 482.93. Let's add another transaction. We'll say 1